As mentioned, the presidential race less than a year to go now, and a New York Times Siena College poll shows Trump leading in 5 of the 6 most important battleground states that could be decisive. The margins are between 4 and 10%. President Biden on top only in Wisconsin and by a margin of 2 points. So let's break it down with NBC senior Washington correspondent Hallie Jackson. Hallie, good morning. This poll is setting off alarm bells. Let's go inside the numbers. Where is President Biden losing key voters?
Biggest issue, Savannah, is something that we always talk about when it comes to any kind of presidential election, and that is the economy. How is the economy doing? This is the top issue for nearly 6 in 10 voters, and a lot of them, 81%, say that the economic situation right now is fair or poor. That's even though you look at unemployment, relatively low. The pace of inflation, that has slowed down. Now, interest rates are still higher, so people are clearly feeling that, and more than half of the people in this poll say they trust Donald Trump to do a better job on the economy. Slightly more than half say President Biden's policies have actually hurt them personally. And then there's this other issue, Savannah, that we've talked about a lot, and that is age. 71% of people mention President Biden's age as a concern. But if you look at the numbers, only about 39% of people say that about Mr. Trump, who, of course, is only a few years younger than President Biden. This continues to be an issue for the Biden camp.
Well, are Democrats concerned? They're well aware of these issues. By the way, I think you mentioned some of the demographic areas that Democrats have traditionally been strong in. We're starting to see those numbers peel off as well on behalf of Donald Trump. So what do Democrats do between now and Election Day?
So let's lay it out, right? Are Democrats concerned? Absolutely, some of them are, right? You're seeing David Axelrod, Savannah, who I know you are familiar with, a longtime Obama advisor, who is suggesting this is a legitimate concern and that President Biden needs to decide whether it's in his best interest or the country's to continue running. Of course, the Biden camp says he is absolutely running here. I spoke with one member from one of these battleground states, a Democratic member in Congress, who said, yes, they are really concerned about what these numbers show. Same thing we heard from Senator Richard Blumenthal, for example, saying the party has a lot of work to do. Now, the Biden campaign is basically saying, listen, it is so incredibly early. I heard this, of course, from a senior campaign official saying this is a year out. Polls cannot be predictive in so many ways at this point, pointing to, for example, former President Obama. Polls showing him not doing well before he ultimately won the elections that he did, saying, hey, Democrats did better in the 2022 midterms than people gave them credit for. So a ton of pushback from people who are supportive of President Biden, who are in that orbit here. But you mentioned some of these demographic shifts. This is what the Trump campaign is pointing to here. Voters under 30 who traditionally lean more Democratic. President Biden is only leading them by a slim margin in this latest poll. Same thing with, for example, black voters, Savannah, and that is something that the Trump team is pointing to.
All right. Well, there's a lot to unpack in that poll. We'll continue to watch it. Hallie, thank you very much.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.